Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting episode of Blue Star Industrial Arts. Thanks for coming on. I just want to talk quickly today about some projects in the blacksmith shop. As you guys know, I do small stuff. I do key fobs and bottle openers and small hooks and things like that because I like to take these small handcrafted items to craft shows and sell them. You know, I make angel wings out of spoons and all kinds of things like that. But what we're going to talk about today is I learned a technique. And the technique, and I'll have his name in the link, his name is John Bennet. One of the techniques I learned from him, I mean, here's a piece of flat bar. And it's great for making bottle openers and stuff, so we can make something like a nice skull bottle opener. This is a 3/16 flat stock. But one of the techniques that I saw on his channel that I think is really interesting is something called folding, where you would fold at least part of what you're making into, so you have a more three-dimensional, you see, this is a dog bottle opener, and I make dogs and I make cats and things like that. But I like this technique because it gives you more of a surface to put an image in. You know, it just pops better than, I think, something that's just flat and one-dimensional. So what we're going to try, this is my first time I'm trying it. I want to try to make a wizard bottle opener. And I lay it out on graph paper, especially when I do it for the first time, so I could kind of get an idea of what I need to do. And it's just almost drawn to scale here. It's almost to scale. And what you have to do is you have to kind of think backwards, because remember, this is a fold line. So this is where, I don't know if you can see the little red dots I got there. Probably not. Bad lighting. But I have a red line right here where my thumb is going to be. I'm going to scribe that. That's where I'm going to make my fold. And the reason is I want to bring this beard is up in the right hand corner. When that's folded down, it'll be down here, you see. So you have to kind of be able to think backwards like that. And then once I fold that down, I could draw out the hat and then use my punches to do the face, the eyes, the nose, mustache, the lips, and then we'll put some hair in the beard and stuff. And what will be pretty cool about this is that this whole image will be lifted off of this by, 3/16 of an inch. So it'll be a two-dimensional kind of piece. And so I'm interested on getting this going. Now, to get started, we're going to have to shape the beard part, which I could easily do on the anvil, but if I do it on the anvil, I'm going to have a lot of material, and it's just going to stretch it out and stretch it out and stretch it out. And that's pretty cool if you want to wrap the beard around the bottom part and maybe have the back end of the beard be your nub to catch your bottle cap. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to cheat, and I'm going to clip this off with a angle grinder, and I'm going to do this profile on my belt sander. But then we'll take it to the forge and we'll heat it up, fold it over, and the first thing we'll do is draw out the hat, and then we'll put our details of the face in. This folding technique that I learned from John Bennet, I think is really good for this. So we're going to get started with this, and let's see how it turns out. Like I said, a good idea is to draw out a concept. It doesn't have to be perfect. On graph paper, two size if you can, so you can even understand where you have to make your folds and stuff for everything to happen. I know I'm going to fold it right down here, And when I fold it down here, that'll bring the beard down to about here somewhere, and then I'll have the material to work on top. So we're going to get going on that, and let's see how it turns out. You never know, right? Until you try. Yeah, man. I love cheating. Anyway, that's the beard. So let's get this guy folded. Oakley dogley. I'm going to get this guy bent now. So I have a mark here. It's important to bend it where we want it. You know? Yeah, mess with it a little bit. Bend it over. Because it's important on the right crease. That's good. It's right down where I want it. I have to heat this up to get it nice and set again, but my biggest thing was getting this bend, and that's exactly where I want it to be. So I'm just going to torque this guy up a little bit, and then we'll straighten it out. Atomic batteries to power, turbines to speed. Okay. Now I'm just going to pull this thing out of here. Hold on to it with some ice grips so we can just beat the dickens out of it here and flatten it out real good. Straighten it out really good. Especially down here. Beautiful. Yeah. Okay. So that gives us our fold. The next thing we have to do is start drawing out. Start drawing out the top. We have to make the hat part. The hat part we're going to draw out is, oh my God, look at that, it's hot, it's burning. Yeah, but you know what I'm saying. So we have to, let's say, take about yay much of it to make that hat. All right, so we do that at the next heat. A little bit more hammer doubling, I think. That's why I do that part with a heavy hammer on this small anvil. This is only a 90-pound anvil. Okay. Let me get back to you. Okay, as I got some stock heating up here, you know, we spend half our lives waiting for metal heat up. What I'm going to start doing now is I want to start drawing this hat out. So, right from the beginning, I'm going to make a little set down here on this side and here on this side, just to kind of make a brim, if you will, and then we'll start just tapering this down and try to keep it like about as long as it is here on the paper. Now, for a little trivia, I don't know if you guys noticed, but this guy is a right-bearded wizard. My metal piece is a left-bearded wizard. The reason that happened is because I had the piece upside down. In this case, it really doesn't matter. Just something to think about. If that was important that this be on the right side, I would have done fucked up already. But anyway, so we're going to start doing that. Okay, we got the hat forged out. Needs a little cleaning up, but we do that a little later. So you can see the two witness marks I have here. That's where my eyes were going to be. So I just made a little center punch in there so I could kind of keep things in perspective as I go along. Very important to do that, especially the first time you make some. So, yeah, so there's the hat part. Now we start working on the details of the face. Now I do most of this work right on the anvil instead of my set blocking vise because I get better hits. I just use a square punch to set off eye sockets and nose, going back and forth to one side to the other. So you're sure you're putting things where you want. Okay? Then we'll come in under the nose and kind of do the same thing there before we start setting in details. But once we have to start doing nostrils and what other things, then we'll have to put it into the block. You kind of get the picture, right? We're really just setting in portions of the face. Now, this segment is the apology segment because I did not know that while I was recording, my battery was out. So anyway, so here we have pretty much the wizard's face, okay? And because I skipped so many steps, I'm going to try to enlighten you guys a little bit. We use various punches. Okay, and it's pretty simple. It's like you use a square punch to pound out the eye sockets, and then you use that same square punch under the nose. See? And then you push down right under the beard. You use a straight punch to get some hair in the mustache and the beard. I know I said I was going to lift this mustache off, but I'm not. And a round punch for the eyes and so forth. So, because this is my first one, I know I'm going to have to look at some of my punches and modify them in some way. I'd like to get the nose a little prouder, and so forth. But anyway, I apologize. I am so soggy for not realizing my battery was out. So here we are with the Wizard. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take the bottom end and turn it into a bottle opener. And that's just a matter of drifting it out. So again, I cheat. I drill about a 1/4 inch hole. And I just start drifting it out, drifting it out, drifting it out. And then I'll run it on a big cone drift that I have. And you'll see the process. But anyway, so that's what we're doing. And if anybody has any questions, just feel free to ask online or email me. Okay? Let's get started. For my nub, I just use this round nose punch. Very simple. Get this guy on the anvil. Get off of there, you son of a bitch. Alright. And this may take a heat or two. Try to center it best you can. Give it a whack. Give it another whack. And another whack. And another whack. And another whack. And that looks like good enough. One heat, right? Alright. So let's get this guy cleaned up. This will definitely take off a bottle cap. We'll get her cleaned up. A little spiffing, a little smoothing out. I want to put some more beer here and in where I've kind of run it down a bit with the hammering. And then we will critique the project. Okay, critique time. Not bad for the first time at bat. What I need to do is I need to shape my square chisels. And I want definitely some more pronunciation between the mustache and the rest of the face. I'd like to leave some cheeks like a little higher. So we need 3 dimensions. We need the mustache, we need the cheeks, and we need the eyes set in. The nose has to be dropped back at the bridge, which I knew, but I just forgot to do. And I'm not going to worry about it. And I'd like to layer this beard a little bit better. In other words, have the mustache more out over this. But other than that, not a bad project. I have to modify my punches and chisels. And the next one should be better, and so forth and so on. And this is the way you do things. You start doing something and you make it once, you make it twice, you make it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. Each time you will get better. So for the first time out, I'm not displeased with this. Kind of cool. It'll open a bottle. Anyway, till next time, see ya.